Trust in a dog is rarely loud or dramatic. It does not announce itself through excitement or constant attention, but through moments when the body no longer feels the need to stay alert. When a dog trusts you, their behavior changes in subtle, almost invisible ways that are easy to overlook if you only watch with your eyes and not with patience. This video is not about obedience, loyalty, or training success. It is about the quiet signals that appear when a dog's nervous system feels safe enough to soften around you. Some of these signals look ordinary, even boring. Others are often misunderstood or ignored completely. None of them are performed on purpose. They happen when a dog stops managing fear and starts allowing presence. Understanding these signs is not about becoming a better owner. It is about recognizing the invisible agreement your dog makes with you every day. That in your presence, they can lower their guard, even just a little. When you learn to see trust this way, you stop asking what your dog is doing for you and begin noticing what they no longer feel the need to protect themselves from. Choosing physical closeness without seeking reassurance. When a dog moves closer to you without checking your face, without asking for permission through their eyes or posture, something quiet is happening inside them. This kind of closeness is not a request. It is a decision. The body settles nearby because it expects nothing to go wrong. Many people assume closeness always means need, but trust often looks calmer than that. The dog is not leaning for comfort or protection. They are simply sharing space because it feels neutral and safe. There is a subtle contrast here. Closeness driven by anxiety stays alert, while closeness rooted in trust stays soft. You can sense it in how the muscles rest, how breathing slows, how there is no rush to adjust when you shift slightly. This is not dependence. It is presence without tension. In these moments, your dog is not asking you to reassure them. They are telling you that right now, reassurance is unnecessary. Sleeping in exposed positions that reduce vigilance. When a dog sleeps on their side or back near you, it is easy to read it as comfort, but beneath that softness is a deeper shift. The body has stopped preparing for interruption. Exposed sleep positions leave vital areas unguarded, something a dog would never do unless their environment feels predictably safe. This is not unconscious trust. It is learned safety, built slowly through repetition. There is a quiet contrast here between rest and relaxation. A dog can rest while still monitoring. Relaxation happens when monitoring fades. You see it in the loose jaw, the uneven breathing, the way the body stays open even when you move nearby. If the dog remains exposed as you shift, stand, or pass by, it suggests they no longer expect your movement to change the emotional climate. In that moment, your presence is not something to track. It is part of the background their nervous system has already accepted. Allowing the owner to approach during rest. When a dog remains still as you approach while they are resting, trust is often misunderstood as tolerance. But tolerance carries tension. Trust does not. In this moment, the dog has already decided that your movement does not require preparation. Their body does not brace, their breathing does not change, and their eyes may stay closed or soften without tracking you. This is a subtle psychological shift, the absence of anticipation. Many dogs can lie still while staying internally alert, ready to respond. Trust looks different. It is the quiet confidence that nothing is about to be taken, corrected, or interrupted. There is a gentle contrast here between stillness and ease. Stillness can hide vigilance. Ease does not need to. When your presence no longer alters the dog's internal state during rest, it suggests that your approach has become emotionally predictable. And predictability is one of the deepest forms of safety a dog can feel. Following calmly without checking for threats. When a dog follows you without constantly scanning the space around them, it suggests something deeper than attachment. Their attention is not split between you and the environment. It is settled. This kind of following is quiet, almost unnoticeable, marked by a loose pace and minimal tension in the body. The dog is not tracking danger. They are trusting the emotional tone you set as sufficient information. Many people assume a dog who looks around less is unaware. In reality, awareness has simply relaxed. There is a soft contrast here between hyper-alert following and grounded presence. One is driven by uncertainty, the other by confidence. When your dog moves with you this way, they are not asking you to protect them. They are demonstrating that your movement already signals safety and that no additional checking is required in that moment. Maintaining soft eye contact without expectation. When a dog meets your eyes briefly and then looks away without tension, it is often mistaken for submission or training. But this kind of eye contact is neither a request nor a test. It is a quiet acknowledgement. The dog is not searching your face for instruction, reassurance, or approval. They are simply checking in and then returning to their own state. There is a gentle contrast here between staring and seeing. Staring carries intention. Seeing does not. Soft eye contact appears and fades naturally, without holding or pressure. The body stays loose, the breath unchanged. In these moments, your dog is not trying to manage your response. They trust that nothing important depends on how long the gaze lasts. Eye contact becomes safe when it no longer needs to mean anything. Relaxing the body in shared silent moments. When a dog relaxes fully while nothing is happening, trust often goes unnoticed. There is no command, no interaction, no reward shaping the moment. Silence can be uncomfortable for a nervous system that expects change. Trust shows itself when the body softens anyway. Muscles loosen, posture drops, breathing slows without being forced. The dog is not waiting for the next cue. They are not monitoring your hands or your voice. There is a quiet contrast here between readiness and rest. Readiness holds energy just in case. Rest lets it go. When your dog settles during shared stillness, they are signaling that your presence does not predict disruption. Silence becomes neutral instead of uncertain. In that space, nothing needs to be managed, and that is where trust often lives most clearly. Showing emotional signals without self-protection. When a dog allows small emotional signals to appear without masking them, it suggests a deep layer of trust. These signals are subtle: a sigh, a slow blink, a brief look away, a shift in posture that reveals uncertainty or comfort without correction. Many dogs learn to hide these moments, tightening their body to avoid being noticed or managed. Trust looks different. The dog does not brace or compensate. They let the feeling pass through without preparing for consequence. There is a quiet contrast here between expression and exposure. Expression is natural. Exposure expects risk. When your dog shows emotion without self-protection, they are trusting that being seen will not change how they are treated. Their inner state does not need to be edited.
We are at the end.
In those moments,
but the light is
safety
still
is
on.
not about control. It is about permission to exist as they are. Recovering quickly after startle or stress. When a dog startles and then settles again without lingering tension, trust is often working quietly in the background. The moment of surprise still exists, but it does not stick. The body reacts, then releases. This release is not training or discipline. It comes from an internal belief that the situation will resolve on its own. There is a soft contrast here between reaction and recovery. Many dogs can react, fewer can let go. When your dog returns to calm near you without checking, avoiding, or guarding, it suggests your presence helps the nervous system close the loop. Stress does not need to be carried forward. It can end. Accepting guidance during ambiguous situations. When a dog pauses and allows your movement or direction to resolve uncertainty, trust is not about obedience, it is about relief. Ambiguous moments create quiet pressure in the nervous system, where no option feels clearly right or wrong. Trust shows itself when the dog does not rush to decide alone. They wait, not tensely, but with openness. There is a contrast here between hesitation and avoidance. Avoidance turns away. Trust stays present. When your dog accepts guidance without resistance or collapse, it suggests they believe your choices will not place them in danger. Uncertainty becomes shared, and that sharing softens it. Remaining emotionally present during human stillness. When you stop moving, stop speaking, and stop directing, many dogs quietly disconnect. Trust appears when your dog stays emotionally present anyway. They do not wander off, disengage, or fill the silence with self-soothing behaviors. They remain nearby, aware but not watchful. This presence is not attention-seeking, it is shared regulation. There is a contrast here between attachment and attunement. Attachment clings to activity. Attunement stays even when nothing happens. When your dog remains with you during stillness, they are showing that your emotional state does not need to be managed or escaped. Being with you, even in quiet emptiness, feels complete enough. Trust in a dog is not proven by what they do, but by what they no longer feel the need to do. Less checking, less guarding, less tension held in small moments. These changes rarely happen all at once. They accumulate quietly, shaped by repetition and emotional consistency. When you begin to notice trust this way, you stop looking for performance and start recognizing ease. And in that ease, you may realize that trust is not something you earn in grand gestures, but something that grows when safety becomes ordinary.